Hello, friends. This episode will be a little informal as I was trying to analyze the event that happened just recently, October 26th to be precise, during which Pope Francis addressed the astronauts on the International Space Station and had a short but pretty deep conversation with them. In fact, that was a second attempt of Pontiff to reach for the stars, so to speak. So the first attempt was made by Francis' predecessor, Pope Benedict XVI, back in 2011, May 21st. The whole idea of Pope talking to astronauts seems really interesting to me, considering the history of antagonism between science and religion in the past centuries. So, as you might expect, there was no philosophical breakthroughs during this conference. But back in 2011, Benedict read the whole message from the paper without even raising his eyes off of it. And it looked as though His Holiness Joseph Ratzinger, which is Benedict's real name, didn't look too enthusiastic about this whole enterprise. And his 5 questions to the scientists were very general. And Benedict was constantly alluding to the team's, quote, extraordinary observation point, and was expected to get a revelation-scale answers to his questions, such as how could we possibly reduce violence while facing environmental risks, etc. At the same time, Benedict XVI took some time to console Paolo Nespoli, Italian team member who just lost his mother, and that was really nice and added some positive emotions to this special meeting. Now, the conference with Pope Francis was a bit different, and it had some curious content. Mr. Jorge Bergoglio, which is the pontiff's worldly name, was a bit more exciting and anxious to speak with the guys above. His questions had a bit more depth and volume compared to his former boss, and this time it's the astronauts who seemed puzzled and definitely didn't expect the depth of the question that Pontiff was about to ask. And just like last time, it was a 5-question quiz starting with the inquiry about the place of the man in the universe, as well as asking scientists about our origin and our destiny. And Paolo Nespoli, who was looking at Pope from above for the second time, now back from 2011, Paolo was informal MC of this conference, and he had to answer this question first. So let's listen to what he said.
Holy Father, this is a complex question. I feel like a technical person, an engineer. I'm here among experiments and machinery and equipment. When we speak of these much more internal questions of where we come from, I remain rather perplexed. It is a moment that is it is a delicate discourse, because I think that our objective here is that of knowing our being, and to fill our knowledge to understand what's around us. But on the other hand, an interesting thing is that the more we know, the more we realize how little we know. I would like so much that people like yourselves, not only engineers, not only physicists, but people like yourself, theologians, poets, writers, philosophers, could also come into Spain. This certainly is what the future will provide. I'd like to see you here to explore what it means to have a human being in space.
To some, his answers prove once again that science and religion have different scopes of their expertise. Yet, it's always entertaining to hear scientists trying to answer spiritual questions, and vice versa. Now, the next question was even deeper regarding, quote, love, the force that moves the universe. And it looked like Paolo couldn't take any more of embarrassment and readdressed this question to his Russian colleague, Alexander Mizurkin, who clearly didn't expect this turn of events and started mumbling about the Little Prince story written by Antoine Saint-Exupéry. So, despite being an honest attempt to construct a dialogue, the whole conversation seemed a little awkward to me. Now, don't get me wrong, exchanges like these are much needed, especially nowadays, and Pope Francis is known by starting a soft revolution in the Catholic Church nowadays, by, let's say, for example, not judging gay couples, by allowing communion to divorced and remarried couples, by initiating revision of mandatory celibacy among priests, and etc. There are some wonderful articles in The Guardian and The Telegraph regarding this issue, if you might be interested. But some would say it's too little, too late. But to me, Pope Francis, realizing that one cannot get people involved in the spiritual journey of modernity using Dark Age ethics and Dark Age vocabulary. I don't know, what do you think? Anyways, thank you for watching, guys, and cheers!